In this exercise, we'll learn about the equation-driven curve tool and how to add text in SolidWorks. First, I draw this curve, a sine wave shape. So I enter a sketch on the front plane. I click the drop-down arrow next to the spline command and select Equation-Driven Curve. In this section, we can define the equation using two different types. The first type is explicit, where y is defined in terms of x, like the equation y equals sine of x. The second type is parametric, where two equations are written in terms of t. You can actually convert this equation to the first type. If you solve for t in terms of x and t in terms of y, and then equate the two t's, the first type of equation is derived. Since I want to define a sine wave here, in the y of x field, I write sine of x. In the parameters section, I have x1 start from 0, up to 2 pi to create a full sine wave. I set it to go from 0 to 2 times 3.14. Now, sine x is actually drawn for us here, but it's very small. Because based on the MMGS unit system defined here, the entire amplitude of the sine, meaning from this point to this point, is 1 millimeter, and the total length, or 1 period, is 2 times 3.14, which is also in millimeters. To make this larger, I need to modify the equations. The first thing I do to make the amplitude 100 millimeters is multiply it by 100, essentially scaling the amplitude by 100. I type 100 here, and now the amplitude becomes 100 millimeters. To increase the period, or wavelength as well, I divide x by 100. This way, I've extended the period. However, in the parameters, I told it to draw up to 2 times 3.14, so it only drew this small portion of the sine. To draw the full wave, I also need to multiply the x2 value by 100. And there we go. The sine shape I wanted is now drawn. Next, in the options section, I check for construction to turn this line into a center line. Now, I want to place the text along this line. I create the text using the text command here. To use the text command effectively, you usually need a reference line. That's the path the text will follow. So first I identify the line, and then I select the text command. In the curves selection box, I select this line to place the text along, then type my desired text here. The line I want the text to follow is this sine wave. I select the text command, choose the sine wave in the curves box, and type the text in the text field. The text is created, but it's quite small. To make it larger, I uncheck Use Document Font so I can adjust the font settings. In the font section, based on settings I used before, I set the units to 60 millimeters. The text is now generated. If we increase the size even more, it will be clearly visible. So that's how we create text within the SolidWorks. There are also several commands here for moving the entities we've created, as well as copying, rotating, or scaling them. We will quickly review these in this exercise as well. If I select Move Entities, I want to move all the text here. It asks me to select the entities to move, so I select everything. If I check Keep Relations, the existing constraints and relations between the entities won't be broken. In this section, with From to selected, I specify a start point, like this point here. The shape moves relative to that point, so I can place it wherever I want. And if I select the X/Y option in the Move Entities command, it moves the object using delta X and delta Y values. In the same way, the other commands, Rotate Entities, Copy Entities, Scale, and Stretch, work just like Move command. Feel free to explore them on your own.